So yeah, for anybody listening, right? Like me and Darren worked at this place JMA, right? He was an intern, right? I worked on the engineering team, and we used to get up after work and go sit in the executive rooms and just plot trading, right? What's the best strategy? What's the best way to do it? Breaking down like this whole edge of like critical levels, areas of value, right? Was like just fleshed out over just you know, after hours of work, just diving into the charts, figuring out the best way to doing it, going back and forth, bro. And that's the importance of teamwork, bro, and being on the right team with the right people, right? Because like you'll learn to level each other up like crazy, bro. Like we literally, Darren, how many hours, bro? I can't even count it, right? But like how
Nah,
many?
it's just it's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. Like we would literally post up in these rooms, make videos. Like,
Just
dude,
wicked early on
yeah, yeah,
Saturday and Sunday mornings.
4:30
And
a.m.
security guards.
Yeah,
As soon as two cars pull up and we walk inside, the
yeah,
security guards are coming right over
yeah.
and they're
Like, what the
what's
fuck?
up?
Yeah,
We're just in there, just
yeah,
yelling, pointing at the thing,
yeah.
drawing some boxes, and they're
Drunk.
probably wondering like, what the hell is going
Yeah,
on in here?
these mad sweaty dudes just left the gym over here talking about
Yeah.
candlesticks. Like mad pumped on the strategy though. Like, dude, this is a daily candle, bro. The previous day high, bro. If it's the same on the 2 minute chart. Like, dude, it was like we hit gold, bro. It was like holy fuck, right? Like we were just
We
like,
did though.
yeah, like it was like we were like it was all just really settling in of like what worked. Like when you start to make sense of this game, bro, it's a lot. It's a lot better, right? Like, are you gonna make millions of dollars tomorrow making sense of it? No, but like the more you grasp, the closer you can get to becoming that person. Like, and that's where we are today, bro. It's so sick, bro. That's official, dude. That warehouse, bro. You showed me some pictures, or not warehouse, but building. It's so fucking sick, bro. It's disgusting.
Oh yeah, I mean these rooms are just like
Yeah.
it's almost like you know how like Hormozy and Chris Williamson are doing these podcasts in these rooms that are
Yeah.
like super well lit,
Yeah.
like lights on the top and everything.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like that. There's like plants around and stuff.
Bro, that's fucking sick. So one thing I want to point out, bro, is I've been using the 2 minute 50 EMA like no other. And I want to show you guys because the 2 minute 50 is the 5 minute 20, right? And I want to show you guys a couple things that I've noticed, right? Like a trade, I'm going to break right into Monday, right? So Monday, I took this trade right here long, and I want to show you guys, right? Like I was able to get in. Like if you notice, right? Like one of the ways I like to trade on the 5 minute is to let the 50, kind of be my guideline, right? Like and I've realized sometimes you can wait too. I don't want to say you wait too long, but there are earlier opportunities to understand the shift in conditions, right? So I've been using the 2 minute here, right? So if you could see, price sold off. I missed this short play, right? This was a beautiful short play right here. I want to point out off open print or no, well, open print was way up here. We got that clean break below it, retest, sold off. And it's really similar, right? Like if you're looking to do any scalping and like you're interested in you could use the same criteria we use with the 50, the moving averages right here on the 2 minute, and you'll find amazing opportunities here. Like look at how price rips into that 50 and it's just met like a wall. Bro, just sunk. This thing sunk. And like I want to point out here too, Todd, I'm sure you probably snagged this bad boy right here, but like once it breaks that candle in front of it, like just look at the immense amounts of selling, just right? Like in even this candle right here, look how it breaks the one in front of it and then just sinks, right? Like that's definitely a tool I've been using this week, and it's been working phenomenal, and it keeps me extremely patient, right? Like when I'm waiting for, when I'm looking for an entry, I'll whip out the 2 minute. I'll have my 5 minute up as well, and then I'll just let the market tell me what's going on, right? And just using that 2 minute 50, it's gonna line up with your cloud that 5 minute 20 extremely well. And look at how price right here gets up above the 50, and we're fighting it, and then we get above the 50, and then right here when we come down and retest that 50 and snap the top of this candle, I'm in this long, right? So I'll be in this long right here, like right around here, and now my stop is going to be right below that 50. Boom. Or the candle that respected the 50, right? It's really important to point that out. It's the candle that respected the 50. That's where my stop's going to be, right? So I was able to. Darren, you took the same trade too, didn't you? Right here, 11.
Yeah, I did. But before, I want to talk about why at least I did not want to entertain a short play, because that's a big sell-off, and I think it's important to talk about. But what I was seeing on the larger time frames was the main thing that was preventing me from taking that short play. So on the larger time frames, I want to say like hourly, we had a huge rounding bottom. Like it was like a perfect like half moon shape, and then
right here,
perfect half moon shape, right?
Yeah.
And so I saw that, and I'm thinking, okay, I didn't like. Yeah, you can have a cup and handle. I didn't want to play that short down into that level.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, okay, price has come down into this level, and I want to wait for signs of buying acceptance. And what's crazy is, every time we saw a sell down, it got eaten back up,
look at that.
Like violently.
Yeah.
And so I knew that buyers were down here still proving that they wanted this level.
Yep.
And it was just a matter of time before that cloud turned green.
Yep.
And conditions changed, and the market gathered whatever liquidity it needed at that area to make a stronger move up. And so that is the main reason I was waiting for the cloud to turn green and to look for a long play.
Good.
I did not take any short plays here, and I was purposely avoiding it.
That's actually a good point. I'm glad you brought that up, bro, because that's exactly how I felt. Right? Look at this demand zone. Right? This demand zone down here, bro. Like buying. We come into it. Also, look how far away we were from that 1 hour 50. We were super far away from it. Right? That's another thing, right? You get that snapback, right? Where price comes into demand, snaps right back up to that 50, right? These moving averages they're magnets, dude. It's insane. So like, that's a vital topic right there, bro. Because I was also wondering, I was like, yeah, dude, there's a lot of good short plays there right here. But and during your pre-market plan, you're going, okay, do I want to short into this? Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? And then sure enough, price snapped right out of it. And then once price got right back above that that 50, boom. I remember because I got in this, and I know you got in it too. It was a great play, bro. This was a great long play to open print. You held all the way to open print, didn't you? You sick bastard.
Yeah, I did.
You sick bastard.
I waited. I waited until I saw buyers show up, and then as soon as I saw my edge present, which was the EMA cross and closing above the 50, that's when I entered the trade. So it was almost like the more I waited, the more conviction I had that, okay, the sellers are done. Shift is, the momentum has changed now, and it's moving in the direction that I thought, and now I can put on my trade.
Yeah.
So I hopped in that long, at the criteria I said, and my target was open print.
This is right
open
there.
Print, and I also had a zone up here a little bit higher, I think at like 546.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to get greedy, and I knew it was a Monday. I wasn't expecting like crazy, ATR on a Monday.
Yeah.
And I obviously took profits before then. I did not hold my entire position till there. But I think I had like 2 contracts still running, and I exited them at the very top. Like as soon as we touched open print, bam. I sold. And it just happened to be, the highest price of the day, which is crazy.
I also want to, give credit where credit's due right here. I mean, what was it, like a month ago when you were struggling a bit with profit taking? Bro, I feel like you've really dominated in that area, right? Like you've become extremely disciplined to the point where you can enter a trade, you can let it run, right? You could scale out, and then once you're like, and be observant or be aware enough to the point where, listen, if and when my target, which is open print, hits, there's no more letting it run. I'm taking it, right? There's a fine line right there, bro. It's very hard.
Yes, there is.
It's very hard to get to that point, bro, right? Like, I've struggled with it, for a while too, is like, because this trade we have in front of us, bro, is more than that's a 2 hours long, right? So like, it's hard when you're holding that long to not cross over to the fuck it, area of I'm just gonna hold for the rest of the day, or I'm gonna hold until this happens. You know what I mean? So like, I just want to point out that was well done, and I'm glad to see you making that much progress in that area, bro. Because that's fucking
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, that's impressive.
There's really a lot that you have to that's going through your mind.
Yeah.
Like, you want to protect profits at the same time.
Yep.
So, like, obviously, if you waited for every single trade to come down and cross the EMA, cross back below the EMA to exit your trade, you're going to be giving back a whole lot of profit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's how you let your profits run is by holding through a little bit of drawdown.
Yeah.
So you have to decide
no other way.
how much drawdown are you going to hold,
Yeah.
or how much more does the market have to give you? And I think that's a huge thing, which really just comes from experience.
Yeah.
But also, you have to ask yourself, what
Is it
day
worth
are you
it?
trading?
Yeah.
Is there decreased volume? Are we trading before a holiday? Is there likely to be less volatility? And you have to factor all these things in, and then make your decision based on all those things.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I've started to do at the beginning of each day is not necessarily journal the exact levels that I want to get in and out on, but like, what is the market doing? Are we around holidays? And just write these things down just so I can see them in front of my eyes and basically acknowledge all of the different factors that are playing into today's market,
Yeah.
and into today's price. And like, is it a day where we could see huge range? Is it a day where we could see less range and I want to take profits quicker?
Yeah.
And so all of these things are forefront in my mind when I'm holding these trades, and I don't treat every single day the same. Some days, if the cloud is looking right and the larger time frame is looking right, I'll hold for long. On other days, I'm taking profits quicker, like on this day.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of factors there. That was beautiful though. That was beautiful. It's actually one of the main reasons I've been not trading SPX every single trade, because I realize, SPX is a great tool that makes you great money, but it's gonna be, you can't hold, it's not the best idea to hold the SPX contract through this due to the fact, time decay and pull and drawdown. Okay, so does it stop there? No. I got to adjust. I got to be like, okay, and that's what I've been doing, right? I've been approaching trades, trading SPY, and then as that trade unfolds, I'll then add in with SPX, or maybe right? I like how you said is what sort of trade am I going for? You know what I mean? Not every trade's the same. Some's going to be a quick move up to a critical level. I mean, this was what, almost a $2 move right here. Yeah, that was well done, bro. Phenomenal. So that was Monday. And then look, so Monday, let's go to the 1 hour time frame here and kind of break down what happened next. So then price continued to hold the 1 hour 50, where we then rip into demand right here, right? Beautiful bounce in pre-market. And then price opens up. I remember this. It just was ripping right out of the gate. Let me find it here. Tuesday. I mean, this thing gap filled so quick. Let me just put end of day. Here's end of day right here.
Yeah, it did. The gap fill happened and then
I love days like this, bro. Because days like this, it's really easy for me. Like if you look at the 1 hour time frame, right? You go, okay. Like the pre-market plan is anything above previous day high, there's large upside targets, right? We got upside targets of, what is this? 54766. We got large upside targets if we can hold this zone, right? So this is why I love that whole 50-50 perspective, because it's like if and when buyers hold previous day high on a day like this, we're going to see a lot of, there's a lot of upside potential. Does this mean it's going to be a perfect move? Absolutely not. Look, we ripped above it, we ripped below it, but once we got above it, there was clear upside targets, right? So I took this long on this candle right here. 2 minutes actually gonna paint it a little better for me. Okay. All right. So you can see, look at this. We rip right into previous day high. We get met with selling. We rip into it, back, forth. Then we come down and boom, we get above previous day high, right? Look at this on the 2 minute. It's flawless, right? And then we start to come back down around, hold on, give me a second here. A lot of chop going into this morning session, but notice how buyers just kept pushing, and then price comes down, and right here on this candle, this was a big one for me, right? So if you look at this candle right here, this candle tells me so much, because once sellers come in here, right, and we break below PDH and EOD, we rip up into the cloud, and then sellers can't hold the cloud. Right? So when sellers can't hold the cloud right here, this candle right here is a perfect, it's a perfect indication that sellers are weak, right? And that's exactly what I put in my journal. I was like, sellers try to defend this right here, but couldn't. And then buyers came in and just ended up taking it, right? So then we get back above PDH, and this is where I took my long and literally caught this nasty move to the upside, bro. I love this candlestick analysis right here because it really helps you paint the picture of sellers trying but failing, right? And then once we get back above that 50 on the 2 minute and then back above PDH, at this point I'm willing to long the market and go for the move to the upside, right? Like, and
okay, how do on this type of a day, how do you know, like we could sit around all day waiting for these pullbacks, and then entering. But how do you know there's going to be a pullback, and what's stopping you from entering?
On right here,
somewhere on this, or maybe anywhere on this cloud up here, because we all know there's some days where price just rips all day and it stays above the cloud.
Yeah.
And you could wait for a pullback all day and not get it and miss an entire move. So how do you figure out when to enter, and then, I don't know.
It's hard because honestly, there really is no way of knowing, right? Like, especially like with that larger time frame, like there's multiple long entries here in the morning, multiple, right? And this is something where, and I long this in the morning. I long this on this candle, right? This was my first long. I long this, stop below the candle, and then price went up, gradually went up, right? And then pull back, snap me out of it. And then once price then comes back up to the cloud, right? There's really no, I don't know. Maybe you do something a little differently, but there's really no way of knowing, right? There's just some things I have to commit to from larger time frame analysis. Like if price is rallying in the morning like this into end of day, right? Like I have to be like, okay, are you willing to put on risk here and see if we can muscle through it or not? You know what I mean? But there's really no way of knowing.
Yeah, no, it's tough for me too, because I thought the exact same thing this day. I said, okay, we're extended from the moving averages. I want to wait for some type of pullback, and then we got so high up that we were above previous day high, and we were still holding the cloud. And I was like, all right, if we're finding strength off previous day high and the cloud is green, why am I not in? So I got it right there where your
right here
mouse is.
And then this.
And bam, got stopped out.
Yeah.
And that was my last trade of the day.
Yeah.
And then I looked back at the end of the day, and that was the one time all day that we broke below the cloud. Like, God damn it.
Yeah. That's happened to me so many times. It's disgusting, right? And know it. So what I like to think about when that happens, though, going forward, is like that 1 hour time frame. When I'm using the 1 hour too, I'll kind of gauge it, and I'll be like, are we extended, right? And like as we were way above previous day high up here, we were really extended from that 9 DEMA, right? So the pullback made sense, right? But yeah, dude, I understand your frustration on that one 100%. And this is a clear, like, large money grabbing liquidity to the upside move. You know what I mean? All day.
Yeah. And check it. Hey, I did not revenge trade. I put on one losing trade and I walked away for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I feel like there is no way you can figure out when these liquidity grabs are going to happen.
No, there isn't.
unless you're doing some crazy kind of calculations on how much liquidity there is.
Yeah.
I really don't think you can know, and I'm still happy with the long trade I put on. If we're above previous day high and holding the cloud, I think that's great long criteria.
Absolutely.
Did I know there was going to be a pullback? Of course not.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
This was a tough one, but I think I did the right thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then once it did do that pullback right there, that little liquidity snag, right? And now I'm watching the market, right? And I'm going, okay, looks like sellers are going to come in. And then once they don't come in, at that point, I look back at that 1 hour and I'm like, oh yeah, we're bouncing right off the 9D EMA. Where can I get back in this targeting 54763, right? And then that's where I got back in the market right here and caught a nasty move right here to the upside. Yeah, that's happened to me countless times, right? There really isn't a way to know. That 1 hour 9 DEMA, I still use that a lot, and that will help me in that kind of scenario right there. But yeah.
Yep.
On to the next. Brush it.
Yeah, it was a $10 loss.
Yeah. Wow.
I honestly don't. Yeah, because I had taken profits.
Yeah.
I had taken profits, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna let it go back to break even and get out.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I didn't re-enter. I think I could have been busy at work, but also I didn't want a revenge trade.
Yeah.
And I realized I was susceptible. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Once again, you proved you're disciplined. That's worth more than anything. All right.
Yeah, I just wanted everyone to know that that stuff happens to me too.
Yeah.
So don't think that we're somehow immune to it.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, that stuff's. I remember watching this trend too, and I'm like, dude, look at this. It's just like just pushing, and then just snagged it. All right, Wednesday. Let's see here. Okay, so Wednesday, had a trade here in the morning and then caught another move up here later in the day. Once again, these later day moves can be really beneficial. It's just like letting the market play out. The same sort of thing happened too here on Wednesday. That was that pullback right there that I'm sure a lot of people probably got caught in. Let me whip out 2 minute here. See exactly.
Yo, is he still there?
You?
Yo. I think you cut out for a second.
Oh, yeah. I'm right here. Okay, ready? So, all right, so Wednesday. Wednesday was a bit of, once again, we're getting this clean. Hold up. Hold on. Let me just get where end of day and PDH are right here because that did play a big role. Okay, so we got previous day high right here. Which was end of day. So I could just leave that exactly how it is. So this day right here, once again, larger time frames are going to be, they're going to be your guideline, right? Like it's very important to always keep your eye on larger time frames, right? Because when we're going into this, I'm approaching it with a 50-50 mindset, right? So 1 hour time frame, we had that massive move. We have all-time high right here at 550.11, right? So going into this day, I'm watching PDH, which was end of day, to paint the picture, right? If sellers defend this level, I'm looking for maybe a downside move, maybe down here, down to the 1 hour 50, etc. But if buyers can hold this, I want to long the market up to 550.11 and then 551.17, right? So that's my pre-market plan. That's my approach. Which was Wednesday was this day right here. Okay. So this was the day I was talking about. So with that in mind, I ended up longing the market right on this candle right here, right? So this is directly out of Todd's playbook, right? Like look at the candlestick analysis here. 2 minute time frame, price rallies, tags previous day high, which was end of day, beautifully. Look at how this candle knocks out the top of this candle. This is a great way to determine buyers taking the shift. Like, look at this candle. This candle couldn't knock the top out. Same with this candle. This candle really couldn't knock the top out. That was a close one, right? But then this candle couldn't knock the top of that one. This candle couldn't knock the top of that one. And now price comes into the critical level and the cloud, and then price knocks the top. See, at this point, I have to take this. Like, going back to Darren's argument that he just brought up, we have no way of knowing if there's going to be a pullback, if there's going to be a liquidity grab, if there's going to be X, if there's going to be Z. We have no way of knowing. The market looks like this. All what I could do is play the bullish scenario at this point. I long the market with my stop below that candle, right? And now I'm in the trade. Price rallies all the way up here, and it happened so fast. There is no way to take profit. It would literally happen within a second and then came back down, right? Thankfully, my entry was really good, and this did not stop me out, right? So I'm committed to this trade. Honestly, Darren, if I was trading SPX right here, I probably would have gotten stomped out on this candle, right? But I was trading SPY. I was able to hold through this and hold. Price came down, still was able to hold. And now look at what I want. Actually, I took profits right up here on this candle once we broke this one, right? So I was completely fine with this trade. This was a good trade for me. Locked it in, right? I thought I did a good job holding through it. And then this happened, right? Snap through it, comes down. And now, once again, just like on the day before, I'm going, okay, this looks bearish, right? It's starting to, right? And I'm always monitoring my trades with the 5-minute as well, right? This will help keep you like grounded, right? And understand pullbacks, because look on the 5-minute. On the 5-minute.
Hey, are you guys seeing his screen? I don't see it. Sorry. I don't.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Has it been like that the whole time?
No. No, it just happened.
Okay.
No.
All right. Thanks for saying something, Darren.
Yeah, no, I was following along on my screen, and then I suddenly didn't see it.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for saying that, bro. So, yeah, I took this long right off PDH, right? Price goes up. I get out of the trade right here, and I'm using that candlestick analysis we were talking about, where until the candle either hits my target or it snaps the candle in front of it, or I hit my risk reward, I hit my 30%, right? I lock it in, right? So price comes down, rips below the 2-minute cloud, right? And starts to hover around that 50, right? And if you look on the 5-minute, we come right back down to that 50 where that buyers come back very strong, right? So look at here on the 2-minute, price comes back up, comes up, hugs that 50 really well. At this point, I'm back in the market long, right? And and I have that same target to the upside, right? Where then price rallies up into it, right? So using those moving averages, right, and those candlestick analysis to find your entries, it's been really good for me. And it keeps me extremely patient. You know what I'm saying? Like when I used to worry about, oh, do I get in here? Do I get in here? Now I'll whip out that 2-minute and I'll be like, oh, this is, instead of longing just a random wick on the 5-minute, I could see a little bit more on that 2-minute. It's definitely helped me a lot with entering. But yeah, I caught that trade, then caught another trade back up into it. And then later in the day, price came back above our target and then literally got back above that 2-minute cloud. And once again, look at the 50 here, right? Price falls below it, gets back above it, and then I'm long on this candle right here, capturing another move to the upside. Oh, hold on. And it's like I'm constantly using that bullish bearish perspective, right? Like, yeah, we rip above our bullish target right here on the chart on the right, and then we start to get some selling below it, right? I'm not going to short the first retest right here for multiple reasons. I mean, the cloud's green. There's the 1-hour time frame's extremely bullish, right? There's a lot that goes into these trades, right? Just like Darren just said. But at the same time, I'm not going to long this either. So this is where I got to be patient and wait for those candles to show me that buyers are back, right? And you can see right here on this candle, we get that large candle going up above the level, This candle comes down, retest the level, right? That would be my re-entry right there, targeting 55117. So those were my trades.
Yeah, the other thing about this day is you can look on the higher time frames. There's a critical level from the daily times. The top of 2 daily candles